Hello folks, my name is Francisco and I'm responsible for running the open data portal of the state of Minas Gerais, the second largest subnational government in Brazil in terms of population. One of the main responsibilities of open data teams is liaising with the government departments that act as data custodians in order to advocate for the benefits of opening up their data. Usually, this is not a high priority project for the department, and, in general, the individuals that need to be involved, be it subject matter experts or technologists, are already working at full capacity. When you couple this reality with the fact that authoring of high-quality metadata has historically been difficult and time-consuming, metadata around open data is often poorly formatted or completely absent. This makes them difficult to search for and hard to understand once found. The Frictionless data stack provides a solid foundation to build a heavily automated publishing process that will result in an easier time for those who publish data. However, there is still a gap in the ecosystem on how to publish a data package in everyone's favorite data portal, CCAN. Data Package Manager for CCAN, DPCCAN, is a tool for initial cataloging and especially incremental updates of data packages in CCAN. Come join the Frictionless Data Community Hackathon to build a smart sync functionality of DPCCAN that make this possible.
One of the reasons that I love Frictionless is that by specifying column level metadata, you can enable complex automated processing of data sets. So in this project, I'll be looking at how we can use this functionality to pivot the focus away from searching for data sets to instead searching for objects. So for example, instead of searching for data sets about mileage, prices, and performance of cars, you can instead look for that specific car, and then it would list all of the data sets that you're interested in. And so to do this, I'm introducing a new schema called a dictionary. And sort of at its simplest, it's essentially just a lookup table. So a lookup table of different IDs, and then you can add in a number of foreign keys to external data sets, which can then be linked in if they have the same IDs. And so, for example, this is the page that's automatically generated for one of these objects. In this case, it's a wind farm, where it's linked on a whole bunch of different IDs. And then with those IDs, it's been linked to different data sets. And so these are all frictionless data sets. And they just have, for example, in this case, a NGC BMU ID, which can be linked to the dictionary. And then you can specify the different attributes that can be extracted. So, for example, fuel type or location and a whole bunch of other different aspects. And so in this hackathon project, I'm planning to expand this functionality in a number of ways. So, for example, currently you can only link based on specifying objects in the dictionary, but trying to enable ways where you can expand the schema to do it from the data sets, and also try and integrate with projects such as LiveMark to make more interesting widgets. So for example, instead of just showing longitude and latitude as numbers, why not have it as a map? And then sort of any other ideas that people want to bring. So for example, if you want to introduce the concept of units, maybe you could combine different data sets. So if you have power output and emissions, maybe you could calculate carbon intensity for a power plant automatically through recipes or something like that. So it's really up for whatever anyone is interested in, where you can work on this object level concept. It'd be great to have people join for a number of reasons. One of them being that linking in with these, trying to expand the dictionary to fit your own needs. One of the things that's really useful potentially about the dictionaries is when you can link dictionaries together and start to build a network of different objects describing different concepts. And so it'd be great to have other people join in and build their own dictionaries so that we can start to build a almost Wikidata-like network of different dictionaries describing lots of different concepts.
Hi everyone, my name is Lily and I'm the product manager for Frictionless Data, and I'm really excited to pitch a project for the hackathon. This project is called Frictionless Community Insights, and the goal here is that we want to create a website that's built using Frictionless LiveMark that will tell a story about who the Frictionless community is. So we want to answer questions like, who is involved with Frictionless? Where are they located? What do those users want from a project? And then also, how can us as the Frictionless team better support the community? So we will answer these questions using data from the recent community survey that many of you have filled out. And so for this hackathon project, we're looking for teammates that can tell a story with data, clean data, people that want to learn how to use LiveMark, people that care about creating a positive community of practice, and others. So really, this project is here. If anyone wants to join, please do. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Asora, and in this video I want to quickly talk about metrics in context and the hackathon challenge I posted. I think everyone has been in those moments where someone says something or posts something online and you would rather like to see a citation. Let's assume that citation is then provided. Usually you would care about who created that citation, if that citation is linked to a source, if other sources have been considered, is the source openly available, and when that citation was created. What I'm proposing is that the more of these questions are answered or can be answered, the more we're getting closer to a citation in its context. I would like to extend this idea, this metaphor to the scholarly domain. And there is two big reasons why I think that citations in context are needed for scholarship. The first one is the usage of citation data. It's quite clear that citations have become the fuel of our modern scholarly infrastructure. Discovery services, personal profiles, journal rankings, all kinds of rankings. As a study has shown, they also then impact promotion and tenure guidelines, so have impact on the very lives of people. And the second reason is the source of that citation data. The landscape has changed immensely over the last years, and it's still changing very rapidly and quickly. Hashtag open infrastructure. So I think it's just important at this point to take a step back and think about how we are using citations and where the citations come from, and to kind of like draw out and be more aware about these connections. This is why in metrics and context, I have started to explore and develop a prototype of a citation data package using frictionless data as a tool set. And that means that I'm hoping to create tooling that provides access and usage of citation data in addition to schemas for scholarly metrics that describe the provenance information, so where they come from, how they were created. If you're interested in this, feel free to check out the highlighted link. But for the hackathon, I would like to use that citation data package, that prototype implementation, which contains citation data, a metadata schema for the individual fields, so basically the metrics that are provided in the data, and descriptions of the citation indexes to automatically create citation context reports. And the idea here is that instead of focusing on the typical summary statistics like the average citations and rankings, I want to emphasize details about those metrics. So how were those metrics created? How do they compare to each other? Can we use those metrics to rank and compare articles, or are they actually not commensurable? Similarly, I would like to display information about the citation indexes and where they come from, whether that be Google Scholar or the Web of Science or Microsoft Academic. I think it's important to start highlighting how they differ and how that impacts the citation information. So to do that, at the hackathon, I would love to have a couple folks around who know how to code, maybe in Python, to hack away at the connection between the data package and these reports. Folks who are passionate about interesting visualizations of ways of presenting this information of citations in their context. And that would especially be interesting for questions of relating to equity, knowing that certain indexes have different coverages of journals and articles. And lastly, it would be amazing to have anybody around who has some domain expertise in terms of citation databases. Like if you know any of the big databases very well, and you would be happy to spend an afternoon maybe sharing some of that information and like getting it into a schema and describing that in JSON, yeah, that would be great. If anything of this sounded interesting to you, feel free to reach out to me or just check out the repos, and otherwise, hopefully we'll see each other at the hackathon. Thanks.